Hey Speedsters, today I have a guide on how to build a mech better. And so this series will be explaining how to master the block, the wedge, the corner piece, the cylinder, the sphere, and of course the polyhedras. And today we are focusing on the block. And so if you want to build a better mech, you must start with the basics, and the basics is the blocks. And I do know that some people do start with the blocks, but I've seen so many people, they see all these different blocks here, and they're just like, hey, I need to use them all in one build. No, you don't. Especially when you're starting. If you are starting, you start to learn the basics, and the basics is the block. You just use the block when you first start to learn how mechs are made. So, how we start is, well, so normally what people do, I see, is that they are like, okay, let's build a leg, let's build another leg, torso, tall torso, shoulders, or longer shoulders, maybe that was just the top of the torso, and then hand/arm and head, and they call that a mech. And I'm like, no, it's not. Well, technically, yes, it is a mech. It looks barely humanoid, but it has the features, I guess. And then they try to plaster on all these fancy-looking blocks here and call it a good mech. And this is where I have to disagree, and I have to change your ways of thinking. So, this is, I call it the canvas of a mech. You can call it the skeleton or just the frame. This will not get you anywhere. This will get you nowhere. And what I am here to teach you today with the normal block is how to build a better canvas so you can better detail your mech and have more potential with your mech using the fancier blocks. And then later I'll explain how to use the fancier blocks in later videos. So if you want to start building a better canvas, you must learn that legs aren't just one block wide in length and everything. So with the foot, we're going to be simple. We're not going to go totally extreme. We're going to use only blocks, and we're going just to use this for the foot. So very simple, right? Very simple. And now we want the ankle joint. So we're just going to make one block in the middle be considered a joint right now. Just to think about what different parts of the leg you need. So this, after the foot, we need the knee. So let's just add, and it's going to be a little bit taller than the foot, and that's what it will look like. And then joint, we need a thigh. So a thigh is going to be a little bit longer than the knee, but it's just going to be flat like the last one. So that's basically the leg. So now we're going to make the leg again, except for it's going to be one block to the right or left, matter on which direction you are looking at. And we're just going to do the same exact thing we did. And now we are on to the torso. So we're just going to be simple with this. Like I said, this is simple, very simple. We're just going to add 3 blocks, 3 rows of 3 blocks that connect the legs to each other. And we're going to make this, whoops, how did that delete? We're going to make this 3 blocks tall. The bottom, the smaller half of the torso. And now we're going to add another layer, but we're going to add to the sides of it, just like this. And we're going to make this 3 blocks tall as well, as so. Now we're going to focus on the arm joints, so the shoulder joints. Let's add our joint block there. And we want the shoulders to be, I guess, the same size as the knee, so let's just make it 2 blocks by 2 blocks here. So it's square. And same on this side. And now we want the elbow joint, so we're going to raise our camera to be able to place the block down there. And then we're going to want an arm/hand, so let's just copy this on top of it, and on the other side too. And we can take our copy tool, and our move tool, hold Control and drag, select the top 2 layers that we just copied, and do the same on the other side. And now we're just going to drag it down, and there are our hands/arms. And now we're going to make a head. And here we go. Move it to the middle. And here is the finished result of our canvas. So this is going from this to this very easily. All we did different is we colored some blocks, and we just had more of them. No different parts, no different ideas, because there's 2 legs, 1 torso, a little bigger torso here, and arms and a head. This is exactly what we did here. We just made it a little bit bigger and added more area for the surface and a little bit more, I would call it structure detail. So there's more variance in the structure rather than this is just stick, 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 and stick. This is small, big, large, medium, humongous, you know. There are variants of sizes to represent the different parts of the body, which are accordingly sized to such parts of the body. And so I like to say that the canvas of the mech matters. Even if you put detail all around it, the inside still matter. And you might say, Speedy, it doesn't matter what it looks like on the inside, it matters what looks on the outside. Well, this is mech building, and that's a little bit different. It does matter what's on the inside, because it will represent what's on the outside. You expand from the canvas, so if you want to build a better mech, and you want it to look better on the outside, you have to make it look better on the inside, because making a better inside will in return showcase on the outside. And people seem to forget that. And this is why I am here doing this tutorial for you guys, to show that the insides do matter. And just expanding it just a little bit by little bit can improve the detail in the afterwards. Because just as it is, this mech that we right here, the bigger one, is much better than the smaller one. If we put detail all around this, and detail as well as we can, it will never, I mean, in normal building terms, I mean, yeah, you probably maybe could add detail to this and make it look better than this, but no matter what you do to the outside of this, it will never look as good as this, as it is, and as what it can be after putting detail on this. There's no chance for this canvas. So next, in the next video we'll be explaining how to use the wedge in combination with the block. And then we'll go from there and explain how to use corner pieces with all 3. And we will teach you, and then I'll teach you how the sphere and cylinder work together very well, and how the polyhedra is the basis of smoothing your whole mech. YouTube, stay fast, stay speedy, and I will see you in my next tutorial.